I'm Leather Rokk. Welcome to my channel. Today is part 2 of the chicken soup video. And I guess you want to see how it came out. Well, I'm going to have to heat it up first. If you did watch part 1, you'll know that I didn't add any seasonings to this because I'm going to save some for my cat. Let me heat this first. Turn it on, and let's see, where is the lid for that thing? It would have been nice if I was prepared, huh? But you know what? The great thing about these is not making a big mess. Is you can do different things in lieu of a normal lid, and I'm using a lid from Corningware. Just turning it upside down, invert it, put it right on the chicken soup. So that was just a carcass chicken. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble the seasonings for the soup for after the cat gets hers. So I want to start off with rosemary and want to have some sage. And let's see. Oh, definitely want to have turmeric. Turmeric and black pepper enhance each other. You know, if you cook with turmeric, you definitely want to add black pepper to it. It increases the bioavailability of the vitamins and the minerals. So you definitely want to do that. Let's see, what else am I going to throw in here? Oh, I was going to put in a bay leaf, but I'm not going to be boiling that long enough to get the flavor out of it. So I'm going to skip it for this particular soup. Here's salt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let it simmer for at least 5 minutes. And then I'm going to set aside some broth for the cat. So you've got to be very careful the kind of, if you do homemade food for cats or dogs, you have to be very careful to omit certain ingredients that you know that cats and dogs can't eat. So is a primer or a refresher, whatever you need. Do not ever feed garlic or onions to cats or dogs. Also, if you're actually going to be trying to make homemade pet food, there are certain ingredients that you need. If you're making cat food, you can't make cat food without taurine. But if you're just supplementing your animal's diet, an extra meal of food like this won't hurt. But just, it's really better and safer to do legitimate animal food, cat food, dog food, because sometimes an animal will have requirements, nutritional requirements, and you really want to make sure that it's as nutritionally complete as possible. If you gave cats, for instance, nothing but tuna fish, they'd get sick. You know, you have to make sure that everybody has their vitamins and minerals that they need. I can't wait till this kitchen fills up with the smell of chicken. That would be really, really wonderful. And then, you know what, I'm going to do something else. Let's got here. Oh. I have here, take a look at this. These are turkey breasts. And you probably know by now that I'm going to be moving very, very soon. So I have to use up a bunch of meat. So I'm cooking a little bit extra for the cat, for friends when they come by. And oh, these are big. I'm going to use the smaller rice cooker for this, since the big rice cooker has the soup in it. And let's get a closer look. I was almost going to set this down on something wet, and I don't want to do that because obviously electricity and water do not mix. But I'm going to. Oh, I hate it when they stick paper on top of raw meat. It does not make any sense at all. Just want to make sure that this thing will fit in the rice cooker. These are so versatile. If you have limited kitchen space, or if you don't have use of your stove, get you 2 different sizes of rice cookers, and it makes cooking so much easier. Let you see what I'm doing here. I'm only going to try one at a time with this, but I'm definitely going to add blood, because blood just gives it some extra flavor. Absolutely. If I can get this touch in it, what I'm going to do first, I'm not going to add the water right away. I'm going to let this get some coloring, putting this directly in the rice cooker like this. I'm going to add a little bit of cooking fat to it. This is a combination of bacon grease and grease from hamburger. And yes, it was sitting out. I don't think I'm going to die. The reason why you can get away with that with bacon fat is because bacon is cured, and so don't hold me to this, but I let this sit out a couple of days, the fat did, and it doesn't smell like it went bad or anything. Well, so I can show you what I did. I took the fat, I'm going to put it up against here so that it will melt. Of course, it would really help if I plugged it in. I know you can't see what I'm doing here. I'll turn the computer monitor around in a minute. There we go. Oh, hope if I took that out of the way. And I will put this see what I just did there. And since this is also going to be, most of this meat's going to be for the cat, so I'm not going to season this. Press this on. These have to be weighted down so that they turn on for the cooking. Let me check this. Oh, this is warming up. This is good. And you know what? While we're waiting for all this to start cooking, I'm going to go ahead and put on a pot of coffee. It's starting, the temperature's starting to go down, and it's getting ready to rain. And you know, lately it always makes me nervous when it starts to rain, because I'm hoping the ceiling doesn't leak. And if it is, I'm just going to have to put buckets underneath the leaks and try to keep everything good out of the way, because I'm going to have to take care of this in-house, because the owner of the property is not going to fix it, since they want me out and my friends and all that. So tonight's coffee is going to be Maxwell House. This is Maxwell House Master Blend. It's actually mild. Now, I'm more mostly a dark roast person myself, but I love coffee. So, and I'm going to show you that both of these are coffee measures. But guess what? This isn't a solo cup. This actually says hefty. So, I stood corrected. Alright, let's see. Cowboy coffee time. Perfect measure. Straight in. It really saves time. You don't have to worry about the filter basket. You just have to strain it before you serve it. Mm. Okay. I'm going to look forward to this coffee. So, I'm going to be going on some adventures this coming month or two. And the thing is, some of what I'm going to be doing, you're not going to find out about until later. Because since these are going to be current videos, I'm going to have to keep certain things close to my chest while I take care of some business. My first priority right now has to be securing my things. But then there's some other business that I need to take care of. And some of it, I know what I'm going to do. Some of it, I'm going to figure out as we go along here. Because, when you're going through such a dramatic change as what happens when you have a parent die and when you're suffering the instability of losing your place to live, you have to think creatively. And another thing, I've been having such severe leg cramps. 3 times last night, my legs cramped up. And it gets embarrassing because you're yelling and screaming and you're waking up your roommates. And it was just. And then I slipped. I was standing on top of my sleeping bag and I fell backwards and I had a hard time getting my balance. And and I never slept last night, by the way. After the third leg cramp thing, I gave up on sleeping. I said, it's if the fact that I lay down is enough to cause cramping to happen, and I've tried researching things with my diet and things. I'm eating a lot more meat now, a lot more protein. We found out that the original food pyramid, we were only having, when they say that you're having a serving of meat that's the equivalent to a deck of playing cards, I always thought that was like an hors d'oeuvre. It's a snack when you want a meal, right? Well, now they're saying that we have not been getting enough protein. So I think that's a license to eat your meat, eat your beans, eat your green leafy vegetables. But definitely another good protein source is quinoa. If you've ever had quinoa before, this is a tricolor quinoa, which you can put that in chicken stock also, as well as water. I can hear the sound of this is frying up already. The chicken breast. Of course, I'm just going to fry it up so it gets some color, and then I'm going to put a bunch of water on it because otherwise it's going to take so long to cook, and Nobody's getting any younger here, so. Oh, don't mind my laundry. You want to see what this is looking like. And give it some color. You hear a sound of the kitty? I hear a sound of the kitty. But I'm not going to be handling her when I'm cooking right now. I'll get cat hair everywhere. This is fun. I'm going to have to use this to lift it so. Okay. Now you watch. The skin is going to get stuck. But you know what? If it does, then when I add water to loosen up, it's just going to add more flavor. Now, I want to check on the soup. Speaking of soup, I have a bunch more bones in the freezer. Gotta use this stuff up before D-Day, so to speak. Oh, I hope we don't lose the electric today. Today's the 19th and the power was supposed to be shut off. It's against the law to be shut off, number one. Number two, I know who's trying to shut it off. And number three, I have an attorney, so hopefully there won't be any shenanigans with that. I've already made arrangements for alternate Wi-Fi sources if anything funny happens. But I let my lawyer know as soon as I got word some funny stuff was going on. And I'm actually waiting for a call back. Sometimes you get calls in the morning and people don't realize that I sometimes, or rather I often stay up past sunrise, especially if you have a time frame that you have to get stuff done. You know, if I have high energy late in the night, I'm going to work until I'm tired. Sometimes you don't have time to rest. Sometimes you're in a situation where there's a lot of pressure being put on you. And with this pressure to get the out, and the thing is, through no fault of our own, this building was condemned. And it's supposed to be the responsibility of the landlord to relocate people, which means at their expense. For the record, I want you to know that the people that own this building, they didn't offer any money. I don't know about the other people who used to live here, but I sure didn't get anything from them. So, I don't know how much longer I'm going to get here. I honestly don't know. If you ask me what I'm going to do, I'm not entirely sure. If I had my druthers, I'd get out of the state tomorrow, but I have things that I need to be in town to do. aside for her. Oh, somebody on Facebook told me that drinking tonic water can help with leg cramps. So that's something I never heard before, but I'm willing to try it. Oops. Okay, this is some celery. Celery is something that isn't going to hurt the cat, so I'm going to chop up a little bit of celery to throw in with the chicken. I didn't realize that you couldn't see what I was doing. I'm just... Now, if I try to balance it up on here, you're not going to see it. And don't forget the floors are warped. and it won't take too long to boil. Because now I have to let the celery soften up. And let's check on how the turkey breast is doing. Now, turkey breast is one of these foods that can get really boring real quickly. And the thing is, it's always a challenge when you're cooking for your pets as well as yourself. But always start unseasoned first, cook your pet's portion, and then after they've got what they have, then you can get creative with your own cooking. With these rice cookers, sometimes the thing will switch back onto the keep warm, and you want to keep it pressed down so it's actually cooking. Otherwise, you might find yourself thinking that things should be done and realizing that you have more cooking. So keep the thing pressed. Oh, another thing I've discovered with these rice cookers, they usually have a hole for the steam. If you are using them underneath shelves, you want to make sure the steam vent is not going directly under the shelf, because if you do, you'll get condensation, which will sometimes disturb the paint finish, and it can even drip into your food. So always make sure the steam vent is going straight up to the air and not going directly underneath the surface. Don't make the same mistake I've made before. You wonder why things look like they're dripping from your shelves. Nobody wants that. Time for some coffee. This mug is from Dunkin' Donuts, but I didn't get it there. I found it behind a place called the Salvation Army, and sometimes people like to drop off things there for other people and stuff. And yes, that is my phone ringing, but I have a feeling it's not my lawyer, because all that I'm getting is sales calls for health insurance. And like I said, it's not for me. It's never for me. Always strain cowboy coffee, unless you like taking grits of coffee grounds out of your teeth. It's not much fun. You turn your pearly whites a shade of tan. Yeah. Smells good. Now, trick is to not get coffee on my clothes. Sometimes I put sweet and low in my coffee. Sometimes I go ahead and put sugar. Sometimes I put half sweet and low and half sugar. It depends. Depends on what I have most of. Right now I'm too lazy to go and get sweet and low, so I'm just going to put sugar in it. And these are not normal teaspoons or anything. As you see, this is a very little spoon, but it's got a cat on it, so you know why I had to have it. bit more sugar. Oh, a trippy coincidence happened to our household the other day. Yesterday, my friend Felix was here, and while I was doing, work packing and stuff for the move, the phone rings, and he was expecting a phone call. When the phone call happened, it turned out the lady also knew my mother. Here, the church that this lady goes to, that he's volunteering at, this lady she was one of the people that was watching the Atlantic City Christmas parade when I was there with that Anchor Rock Club, and the woman didn't know that my mom had just died. And so, I mean, what the heck of a thing to lay on somebody when you're out performing in a parade and you see somebody and stuff. Well, turned out this woman, the church that she goes to is the roof is being fixed by my friend Felix. And so it was really, she was tripping out when she realized the number that he was calling from. So it just goes to show that it can be quite a small world. Mm. Good coffee. I think I'm gonna take a look at this. First of all, I'm gonna move this out of the way. I don't think you're gonna be able to see the turkey. And the chicken soup is already started to boil. Let's see if you can get I'm gonna have to be real careful with touching this because you get burned by steam real easily. Get the spoon. The wooden spoon, where the heck is? Oh, here it is. Now I'm trying to make sure that you can see what I'm trying to show you. I like to kind of baste it with the grease. I always like to add extra grease when you're cooking turkey, because especially white meat turkey gets so dry. I'm more of a ham person than a turkey person, but I'm really a duck person. Oh, duck is the most wonderful. Oops, I just pulled the cord out. I have to put the plug back in. Make sure that it's actually turned on. There. So, obviously, that's going to take a while. You saw the size of it. The turkey. What do you think I was talking about? And, oh, you want to see a furiously boiling chicken stock. We've got to give the celery a chance to soften up without burning myself on the steam. I can tell by the way the spoon is hitting up against the celery, they're not softened up yet. Even though, you know what, that could be the bones. Because this was the whole carcass of a small chicken. I'm glad that didn't go to waste. It's starting to smell good in here. I would like to get a better look at this without chopping my head off. Let's see, where's the... Whoa. I guess that's gonna go in the laundry. I just warmed myself with hot grease. Lucky me. Glad I'm wearing black. Oh, good. Look at the nice color on the turkey skin. Check that out. So yes, you can brown on a rice cooker. The secret to browning on a rice cooker is you don't want too much of that condensation to drip onto the grease, because that will keep too much moisture, will deter browning. So take the lid off it. The only thing is the lids usually help to weight the rice cooker. Sometimes when you take the lid off, then it goes from cooking to warming, and you want to keep it cooking. Yeah, grease is going to be fun to get out. I want you to see what I'm doing here. It's really hard to manipulate a computer one-handed, because there's always a danger that it's going to fall down and go boom. A little bit of salt on this isn't going to kill her. I don't think it's bad to have a little flavor in your food. And anyhow, after this gets a decent browning, then I'm going to add a bunch of water to this. Now, enjoy some of my coffee. I love coffee. Funny, I went from drinking too much caffeine to cutting by at least half my caffeine consumption, and now I'm back to as bad as I was. I want you guys to see something. If anything looks any different at all, almost all that stuff in the hallway is packed up. Now this, I'm still going through things. I want you to see what I did in the bathroom. If you notice anything missing. My friend Ozzy talked me into taking out. I was going to leave those dingy white cabinets here. He said that I should wash them and use them for storage. So they came up so clean. I want you to see what I've done here in the. Some stuff I had for sale. I had over there, and I had to take that to a drier part of the apartment because, as you can see, the ceiling cave in. Really, that was a real doozy. I've got to find some more clothes, and you see, any idiot can go and take their clothes and stuff and just throw them in a bunch of duffel bags, a bunch of luggage, and be on with their life. But no, I don't want to be moving messes from one place to another for the rest of my life. So I'm packing in a very organized, methodical way, according to color or function, so that pretty much I can look at a bag and know what's in it. I want you to see what that cabinet looks like. Want you to see, whoops, a room without a bed. I mean, this is, I can't find so much here, but you know what? It is what it is. I want you to see I'm going to take these flowers and I'm going to make a deposit in the garden. All these are real except for this one right here. And I'm just going to leave the vase there by the cat grave. I want you to see. Well, this is obviously, this is all Christmas stuff. Where's the cat? I see a cat. Where's that kitty? Oh. I see a kitty. Uh-oh. I'm going to take care of you in a minute. Now. Oh, I know what I want you to see. I want you to see the cabinet. Can you believe how clean they are? Oh boy. I'm going to have to set aside some of this chicken stuff. That's the thing, is whenever I'm cooking, she can smell it, and then I feel bad because I feel like I'm really whetting her appetite, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the plug on this. And then I'm gonna pour some in here, and I'm gonna let it cool off, because you don't want kitty's mouth to get burned with hot liquids. And then I'll add the seasonings to it after the cat's liquid gets reserved. And it's always a good idea to strain the liquid so that there are no bone fragments, because the last thing you want is for your animals to choke. Oh, maybe it would be good to get the coffee out from splash distance. want you to see the color of chicken stock before you put turmeric in it. As you can see, it's not overly yellow, but the turmeric that I will add after I reserve the cat's broth, the turmeric will give it the customary yellow that you're probably used to seeing. This is for her. Gonna let this cool off, and the rest, we humans can do whatever we want to do with it. So, let's see. First thing I'm going to do is, I'm getting a little confused here because I want to only obviously use open things in my seasonings. I have a lot of duplicates on some of my seasonings, and I'm going to be cleaning the rust off of jars and, well, not jars, and cans, washing off the bottoms of everything that I'm keeping, of course, and there's going to be things I'm going to be giving away. I'm going to have to take out everything out of the big freezer. The big freezer is mine. This is the second of these big freezers my family's ever had. At one point, I almost thought I was going to have to leave it behind, but that thing's got to be worth at least $300. I'd be crazy to forfeit it. You know, with all the loss that I've experienced and all the twists and turns of fate that happen, it's hard to think of anything good coming of all of this stuff, but I do have more valuables now, but they're only because I got them from my family. I can't wait to see what that hutch looks like. It's never been opened up. That's that tall thing in the other room that I'm gonna show you. It's definitely taller than me, of course. She deserves some attention, and I may have to do a little cleanup duty too, but of course I'm cooking, so I can't really do anything like that. So, time for the turmeric. You know, the only thing that sucks about cooking food for animals is that you can't get creative with the seasonings, because many of them are absolutely poisonous to our pets. But now that her food is safely set aside, where's the... Now you don't want to do too much turmeric, because too much turmeric is good for you, but it'll be bitter. I want you to see the color on that now that I added the turmeric. I would like to put this a little bit closer, but I don't want things to fall down. I hope the sound's okay today. I don't hear a loud fan noise from it. Okay, please don't fall, don't fall. Okay, now rosemary, one of the things I like to do with rosemary, one time I found like a pound of it when I was still living in Los Angeles, and you know, rosemary looks like pine tree needles, and you want to get you a coffee grinder or any kind of herb grinder and grind rosemary to a powder. It's so much easier to cook with, and you don't have to worry about picking things out of your teeth. I have to be careful what I'm about to do because my fingers are split open and they really hurt. But I want to crumble this as best I can to incorporate it into the soup. Mm. Mm. This is veg all. I never had veg all growing up because we just ate generics, but this is the real. It says original 7-in-1 mixed vegetables. It says America's favorite since 1926. And this is good because it has lima beans in it, corn, green beans, carrots, peas, potatoes, and celery. Mm. I'm thirsty. I'm going to have some more coffee. Oh, I've been hanging out a lot with my Microsoft computer, Windows computer. It comes built in with Microsoft Copilot. It's their AI, and I've been I really like its conversational style, and I like that it keeps your conversations. Not everybody likes that. I guess if you're doing things that you don't want people to find out about, you wouldn't like those things. But if you are not doing things that are running afoul of the law, and you just want help with your day to day things, or you want advice, especially things like nutrition advice and things. Now, there's a chat GPT that's really good for sports and fitness and nutrition and stuff that I enjoy interacting with. But I like to fall back a lot to the Copilot because that's built into Windows PC. Now, I haven't tried out the version that's on the cell phone with there's an app with that. I haven't tried because I really like the computer version. After my third bout with leg cramps last night, I got on to ask this AI about different ways to deal with my leg cramps and stuff, and it got into this whole nutrition conversation. And I like variety of foods, but in addition to the junk food stuff, I like healthy food. And in light of my leg cramps and stuff, I've been getting even more into nutrition. And I'm so glad to be living in a time where RFK Jr. he's joined forces with President Trump, and they want to make Americans healthier. And they learned that animal fats are actually better for you than these seed oils, even though I think cardiologists are still concerned about cholesterol and clogging your arteries and stuff. But I guess if you use enough moderation, it shouldn't be so bad. But that said, bacon grease really does add a lot of flavor to things. And you can get, I like to make my own just by frying up bacon, and you save the grease in a tin can. But you can actually buy bacon grease, seasoned bacon grease in a jar, and it's got a smoky flavor. You can even use just a wee little bit. You don't have to use that as your only fat. You can use a neutral carrier oil and then add a little bit of bacon grease for flavor. And it's quite wonderful, I think. Oh, I wanted to point out a detail about these flowers that I'm going to be giving to the cat grave. Is what I'm weighing this down with. This is coffee grounds. So, because you figure there's going to be wind whipping around there and all kinds of potentially inclement weather. But if you weigh things down, and especially with something that's biodegradable, is coffee grounds that will go back into the earth, and they're perfectly good fertilizer that also helps to acidify the soil. and it's especially good for plants that like a slightly acidic soil, tomatoes being definite one of them. So, it's going to be weird leaving this particular neighborhood. Uh, I have an idea of some of the things that are going to happen, and I wish I could tell you about it, but I'm going to have to. You'll have to see either when it happens or right after. And I know some of the footage you're going to see is probably going to be confusing, especially if you see things that are more recent and some things that are going to be a little older. Because sometimes I'm going to have to batch record, other times I won't be able to. I'm going to do my best to keep a daily upload. There may be times when uh, I might not be able to do that if I'm so sleep deprived that I actually finally have to really sleep, or if I have to go out of town for something, or I don't know. But I am hoping to explore some new locations that have some really amazing visuals. Uh, I wish I could say more about what could be coming up, but I need to keep some things close to here for my own protection because, nobody quite prepares you for the process of, losing your parents. Usually you lose one and then you lose the other. And whoever you lose first, it's really, really terrible. But when the second one is lost, then it's even worse because then you run out of parents, and depending on the nuance of your relationship with them, um, it can be really traumatic and really depressing. And the social adjustment and the adjustment to your lifestyle when all of a sudden you have this void in your life, and if part of the relationship also was a combining of finances and things, then there can of course be an adjustment. But one of the things that I am forever being reminded about this process is I can get stuck in my own head and be consumed with grief and stress and worry and all this stuff, but you find out that so many other people were going through similar things. And when I saw that some friends of mine were going through also deaths of parents, deaths of spouses, being displaced, having financial setbacks, there are things happening to a lot of people right now, and it's just, I don't want to waste people's times with platitudes. Sometimes all you can do is be there for a person and say, I'm at a loss for words, but I know that you're hurting, and I want to be a good friend. And, man, if these people who had deaths, if they're also going through moves and cleaning out of homes and stuff, there's so much to do, and there's a lot to do. I wish I could talk more about it, but getting back to this Copilot AI, now some people say that with the different AI, some of them are really sycophants. They'll totally kiss your ass and agree with everything, and others have more of a slight devil's advocate approach. And different people like different things from their tech. But one of the things I like about these agreeable AIs is that if you're the kind of person that's tired of the people that just want to argue with you and want to just tell you why your dreams can't come true and why your idea doesn't work, with these sycophant AIs, they can really be talking to them is so much like talking to a human being, and it sounds like you're talking to this real friend who's in your corner and has got your back, and it's nice to be in agreement with something even though you know it's not real. And when it feeds back your, not necessarily your words to you, but feeds back your concepts and lets you know that yes, your ideas are good. And when you explain yourself and you give background so that it can, the more accurate information it has, the better job it can do in assisting you with whatever you're using it for. But one of the things I find very gratifying about these kinds of AIs is that, especially if you have ideas that many people would not think practical because you have different needs and wants than a lot of other people. But when you have a device like an AI that you can give them an idea of what your goals are, and while at first they will say that, well, that seems like that might be a good idea, but not right now. But then as you give more information about how you got to be where you are and what your needs are, like, okay, say I'm a YouTuber and I like clothes and I have lots of reasons to have all kinds of wardrobe, because some of it is for filming, some of it is for, I go back to Los Angeles or really any place with a thriving film community. I'm in the central casting database. I have wardrobe for all kinds of things, from corporate business situations. I have rave stuff, punk stuff, gothic stuff, all this different genre specific things. I have at least one wig, open to getting more, just not to use in real life, but for the acting thing, And there are so many cities that have thriving film communities. Atlanta, Georgia is one. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is another. I'm hoping to hit a lot of areas of the country. Some I've been curious about for years. Some I want to visit some friends. Places I would like to work some odd jobs and just experience different things. And it would be interesting to see what happens. But one thing I assure you is I'm bringing you guys along with me. You know how they say pictures or it didn't happen, video or it didn't happen? Okay, I'm looking for this sugar. Where the hell did I put it? Oh, here it is. Oh, damn. When your fingers split open, boy, they hurt. Oh, I'm in the process of getting a bunch of paper maps. I don't know if I feel like I may have mentioned something about this in my last video, but I know people have GPS and you can go on Google Maps or all this cyber stuff. But there's something to be said for a paper map. You hold in your hand, you're not dependent on battery power, technology. I have compasses, I have some maps, but I want to get more. I want to contact Greyhound, and I want to get their, hopefully they still make them, their maps of the United States with all the interstates and stuff. I would like to get street maps of some towns around here that I am considering spending time in, or maybe staying in temporarily, so that I can be close to here for the business that I have to do, but not really here, so that I don't have to be under the influence of things that are not good for me. And I'm trying to be diplomatic here. another thing I was doing with that AI is there are these different things I see advertising on TV for like investment things and things for people's retirement funds and things. And there was something that I was interested. I'm not going to say the name of the product, the financial product, but I put the name out there in the Chat GPT, and they warned me that it was volatile, involved some speculation, and was not FDIC insured. And you know, if things are not FDIC insured, I think they're too dangerous, because FDIC usually insures bank accounts for what, $250,000, or maybe it's $100,000 or whatever. It's still, it gives you some protection. And they say that the older you get, you want to have more conservative investments, because don't you're not guaranteed to have, say, 30 or 40 years to allow for stock market going up and down, to have a decent average. One of the things my mom liked was mutual funds and municipal bonds. That's where you invest in infrastructure for cities and towns, repairing bridges, redoing the gas pipes, the water pipes. It's important to keep repairing the infrastructure. You want to make sure that the bridges are strong, especially with more electric vehicles being put on the roads. Trump was talking about that last year, and he was saying how if we were to, for whatever reason, switch to all electric vehicles, everything would be so heavy, our bridges would not be able to handle the weight. So we would have to reinforce everything. And our nation already has aging water pipes, aging gas pipes, and I noticed some of the pipes are being replaced with PVC and other things, which, I don't know, something about gas being in non-metal just kind of makes me want to scratch my head and go, But you know what? Maybe my ignorance is showing. I don't work in petroleum industry, and I'm not a plumber, and I have not gotten any specialized education in those things. I just know whatever most people would know by being consumers of energy. Good coffee. I think it might be time to turn this over some. I really don't want to get splashed by that. Getting splashed by hot grease is really not my favorite thing. This is so precarious. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Oh, another thing I'm going to pack up, I want you to see, even though it does not look very attractive right now. This thing here is a metal electric oven. And that's big enough that you can roast a big turkey in that. Or you can make specialized things like pigs in blankets, which is stuffed cabbage. And you take the cabbage and you mix ground beef with rice, and you pour tomato sauce over it. Now, stuffed peppers, of course, you take the peppers and you mix ground beef with rice, and you put tomato over it. And you could do a non-tomato version using a brown gravy with that also. My family has a Swedish meatballs recipe that involves instant coffee, and it's not the cream-based one, because there's another Swedish meatball recipe that I saw that is not from our family, that is more like, it reminds me of SOS, what my father used to make. SOS stands for shit on shingles. I don't know why people come up with names like that. It's, I guess, service humor. My father was a cook in the Air Force during the Korean War, so he brought back certain things that he liked to cook for the troops. And Maryland fried chicken was one of the things my father would make. I think he was drunk one time. He made, and my mom claimed that it was so greasy that it was literally dripping down from the ceiling. And the thing is, I kind of believe it because in my drinking days, I was told that I was making, what was it, hamburgers, green beans, mashed potatoes, gravy, and I forget what else. And supposedly, green beans were falling from the ceiling. That's what I was told. Uh, my roommates were from Texas, and they had some tall tales and some mischief, and they were all around great guys. I have a feeling one of them has probably passed away. I hope the other at least is still alive. But, gee, I wonder if he was helping to fight those fires that were going on, because one of the things the guy did, one of them was actually a helicopter and a small engine plane pilot, and he had done some of the air tankers. And he used to explain to me things about how the forest fires actually suck engine from aircraft. You have to be really careful when you're flying over them because they can actually be pulled down out of the sky, and a fire will create its own microclimates, and it's pretty scary stuff. That's part of the reason why I'm thinking about, I want to go back to Los Angeles. I always felt it was my destiny there, partly because I have a sentimental attachment to the place. I spent quite a lot of time there, and if not for certain geopolitical events going on, I would like to think I would have made a success there, except things happened that impacted the whole world and interrupted a whole lot of people's careers. I'm just one of probably millions of people that happened to, even though it was a blessing in disguise because I got to have time with my family, which, even though I wasn't always as grateful for that as I should have been, it allowed for a richer life, I guess, because I got to do the showbiz thing, and then I got to do the family obligation thing without the benefit of the marriage and kids thing, which is a lot more drudgery than if you're just a caregiver to your parents. I mean, there's a lot of drudgery in it either way, but I would think that if you're dealing with little kids and all that stuff, I don't know, it seems like it would be kind of stressful. I don't know, but now I'm thinking, gee, I have options and the sky's the limit, and it's just, but I feel that I'm still not thinking entirely clearly these days because I can't mourn my mother properly because of all this stress and pressure of getting the heck out of here. And there are so many things that I'm handling at the same time. Some of it is stuff pertaining to my mother's estate, and then there's a whole lot of cleaning and packing and stuff that I'm doing here, and hoping that code enforcement doesn't try to force me out prematurely. It's totally illegal to weaponize code enforcement when what landlords and tenants, what they're supposed to do is go through the court system. And there's proper procedures that are supposed to be done. They contact you saying, pay rent or quit, then you contact a paralegal, and it costs you like $100, $150, whatever it is, and it buys you can get 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, whatever time you need. And that's what I was going to do, to extend my time here just so that I could make arrangements to secure my things. And there were so many people that were trying to tell me that in my efforts to move out of here, I would have to sacrifice most of my things, and I would have to suffer and be deprived of a lifetime of possessions and family things, and it's like that was never acceptable to me. And even some of my personal friends were trying to say, why were you paying for that storage in LA all these years? Do you really care about the stuff, some of it you haven't seen in however long? And it's like, do I have to justify the importance of having things that prove the life you had? Should I have to justify, does it need explaining that a person would care about things which sparked your memories and proved that yes, you were somebody and did some things? And got to experience a really exciting part of the country where people from all over the world came there for the excitement, for the luck of what kind of a life can I build or find myself having. And I am so grateful that I got to see the things that I did out there. But I still got the feeling that the things that I was trying to do out there, before I got a real chance to do all those things, everything got interrupted, you know. And I think I can make a better go of it now because I don't have some of the substance issues that I had back then, which they weren't. Nothing was like addictive kind of thing, but it was still more than it should have been. But then again, that was what was the norm of the time. There was all kinds of pressures to be as small as possible, at least for the women, you know. But now there's a little less social pressure and society pressure. There's more tolerance of variations, but it still doesn't mean that there aren't a lot of people who take real pride in discipline in their appearance and crafting a certain aesthetic. Look at the people that are in the gyms and stuff. You know. But let's see how this. This look like. Oh yeah, I never got around to doing what I was going to do with the vegetables. Let me get just a little bit of these. Put too much in because I don't want to sweeten it up. I know vegetables are really, really good for us and stuff, but if you put too many vegetables in a meat soup, sometimes it can sweeten it up a bit too much. And then if you add too much of a hot pepper or something, then some roommates act like you're trying to kill them. And it's like, hello. My mom had not only heart disease, she had heart failure. My hot peppers never made her sick, okay? Some people tend to exaggerate just a wee little bit. You know what I mean? Oh, I forgot. I pulled the plug. Alright. Let this go back to a simmer. If it ever seems like it's looking too dark, all you have to do is add a little bit of water to the soup. And I want to see what the heck's going on with that chicken breast. Oh, I found out something that was rather a pleasant surprise today. More of that hallway was packed up than I realized. See, I knew the top layer was packed up, but some of the stuff on the bottom I wasn't sure about. And there were some things that were packed from 2 apartments ago. But I took a look and I saw that, yes, those things on the bottom are things that need to be taken. So, but I'm still worried about, see, I don't want to just take armfuls of clothes and put them in duffel bags and get out of here. I want to have things so I know what's where. I want to have things organized so that I don't just bring mess from one place to another, because this is a lot of work, and there's a lot of these things I'm doing only I can do. Not only am I doing this, as my mom still continues to get bills, I've been calling these people, letting them know, hi, you know, there's an outstanding balance that is owed that you're not going to get because somebody is on very long vacation, and where she's going, she's not coming back. Oh, good. Oh, look at the color on this now. I want you to see this. See that? Don't you wish you could smell this? Oh, yes. I support Ukraine. And Israel, too. I think we all should. Just my opinion. Oh, speaking of people overseas, I heard from my friend in Iran. He's okay. If you're watching this video, please keep your head low. And be aware that President Trump has lots of military around there. Just be careful. And you know, he's going to do everything he can to protect the citizens. We don't have any beef with any innocent people. We just don't like some governments that are run by lunatics. You know, nice governments don't go killing a whole bunch of innocent people. That isn't right. And say what you want about America and Israel. Israel, their rules of engagement does not benefit them. It benefits other people. I mean, they have nicer rules of engagement than us Americans do. So, you know, people, you got to respect people that go out of their way not to allow innocents to be harmed. They do everything they can to try to prevent collateral damage. You know, there's no reason to hurt people's animals. There's no reason to go after kids. There's no reason to go after non-military targets. Oh boy, I hear a doorbell. Let's see who the fuck this is. Oh boy, oh boy. Let's see who this is. Coming! Oh. Who is it?
Leathur.
Who is it?
Kevin.
Oh, hey. Yeah, hold on a second. I got caught. I got my computer in my hand. Oh boy. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, you guys. Somebody wants to talk to me. I'll be right there. Got my. Okay. Alright. Coming. Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay. I haven't been kicked out yet.
I had a check on you.
Yeah. How
What's
are
up?
you?
Good, how you doing?
I'm kind of okay, sort of.
You want some pot?
Oh hell, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm parked right over there. I was getting my phone fixed.
Okay.
I got it in the car. You want to come get it?
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Alright. Well, guess what? A friend of mine's here. He offered me some pot. I gotta come down there and get some weed. You know what I'm saying? So, here's what we're gonna do is I'm going to... Whoops.
I just my foot hurts and everything. I can't
Oh.
make it walk back. But I'm off the oxygen.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's
This is
wonderful.
gonna, you lock, don't lock
No,
yourself
I'm
out.
not. No, it's not wrong.
Alright.
Yeah. Ooh,
How you doing?
I'm okay. I gotta be careful what I'm saying because I'm doing a cooking video right now.
You doing what?
A cooking video. I made homemade chicken soup that I didn't season it at first because I'm saved some for my cat.
Yeah.
Then oh boy.
I'm sorry you're cold here.
No, I'll be okay. Oh, you ever heard this
Sorry,
saying?
I'm up high.
Colder than a witch's teeth.
Mary had a stroke. She's in a nursing home.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Burr.
But she's been mean to me and threw me out. I've been living at the mission.
Oh.
I'm going to knock on your door because they only stay there 5 nights a month.
Oh.
I'm in a white truck.
Oh. Am I following you?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, look at
Oh. Burr. I'm breaking a law now. Breaking the law.
How long have you been there? I mean, how long you got?
I don't know, honestly.
Whatever you do, don't leave.
Well, I'm gonna do what my lawyer tells me to do. I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get in the truck. I'm gonna move my stuff out to storage and protect it.
I just did it. I lost everything I owned. I lost 30 years worth of tools.
Oh no!
Storage is so fucking expensive. They don't play no games. If you're a month and a half, they fucking auction it. Mary lost 40, 50 years worth of stuff. We would go out there and pay it, it just never fucking ended. For a year we paid $3,800 for a storage bin. Hang on. Here. You have it.
Oh my goodness. Hey, ring my doorbell anytime. If you need a place to crash.
I don't know, you're too hot for me. I would hit on you all night. You know what that is? If say yes, I might not. I will.
You're cold. You ring my doorbell.
All right.
I'll put you up.
Yo, be good. Bye.
Take it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Watch out, that shit's good.
Well, thank you. Oh wow, a friend with weed is a friend indeed. Oh boy, he was one of my neighbors. And you know, some people are just really nice people that get taken advantage of by people who shouldn't be doing that. Cold. A mattress? Gee, I wonder whose mattress that was. Oh, I got weed. Woohoo. Oh boy. How cool is that, huh? Oh boy. Now if I find out that my lawyer tried calling when I was out here, I'm gonna be pissed off. Ooh, I smell num-nums. Let's see, I see. It's not oregano.
Yeah, it is. Where did you find this at?
The doorbell rang. One of my friends who moved out of here, he asked if I wanted some weed. Well, I'm going to finish up this video and then I'm going to come in here. I just figured, and I think I got to clean her up too. Okay. Well, now I'm going to go check on my food here. You never know what you're going to get when you see my videos, huh? A little something of everything. Except you should be 21 so we all don't get in trouble, okay? Don't fall. Okay. Oh, look at the color on this. I want you to see what this looks like. Oh, look at this. Does that look good? It smells like it has some flavor. Does it count if I haven't tasted it yet? Should I at least taste it before you so that you can find out that in fact my cooking is actually edible? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this little teacup, and I'm going to find, I love these flat spoons. You ever been to those hors d'oeuvre pass around and they hand you like egg roll bite or something in these? I'm gonna The nice thing about using veg-all is you don't have to wait for the carrots to cook, because carrots take too long. And you notice that these recipes that call for you to saute carrots first, they take forever to soften up. There is something to be said for canned vegetables. See, it's got a nice yellow color. Trying to think what it needs besides a little bit more salt. Oh, I know what it needs. The hot peppers that got me in trouble last week. Well, not me personally, but apparently the mighty jalapeno is a bit much for some people. I had the tiniest amount. And apparently some people, I guess when they don't expect it. You know, but now, if you are going to have a bowl of chili, unless it's Hormel chili or something, some of the canned chilies are very, very mild. Chili should have a bit of a kick to it. I only had 2 little pieces of jalapeno. Well, let's see how hot can it be. I'm going to tear up this tiny little bit. Tiny little bit. And then I'm going to rinse off my hand, because when you handle hot peppers without rubber gloves, you feel the burn afterwards. And since I have so much broken skin, I add a little bit more. So I think it's sad that I don't know if you heard how much you heard what my friend was telling me. He put his stuff in storage, and he wasn't consistent with the rent payment, and they lost their stuff. I was so afraid that was going to happen to my things in LA. You know, I mean, I would be devastated. One of the things I'm going to do with the turkey breast here. I'm going to put the lid on this to allow it to really steam really well. Then I'm going to put this other one back in the fridge. It shouldn't have been sitting out this time. What I'll do is off camera, I'll cook the other one, because that way the cat can have some, doesn't have any seasoning in it, and then the humans can have some with, you know, some flavor and stuff. So let's see. Oh, I know what I want to put. I want to put some garlic in it, and I want to put some onion. You see, these are not the open ones. I want to find one that's open. Well, it's hard for me to find things because I've even started cleaning off some of the canned goods for packing. It's like there are 3 different deadlines, and it's just like when if a person knows that they take some time to get ready, so they'll set their alarm earlier or something to give themselves more time. I give myself an earlier deadline so that, and it adds more pressure to me, but it just makes it so that I have a cushion of time to get stuff done. Because some of these things I have to do really do take time. Oh boy, I'm so glad this didn't break. I would really hate it if I dropped that. With and how garlic is. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. Garlic. You know what? I think I'm going to add a little bit of water to this because, you know, you don't want it to concentrate too much. And I don't pick the bones out till the very end. A lot of times, the bones will get soft enough so that you can just mash them, and it's a good source of calcium. And most of us, unless we eat a lot of dairy, don't get enough calcium. So. See what the heck I was doing. If you think you add a little bit extra water, just let it boil off. You can do that when you don't have pasta in it or anything. Obviously, pasta would change everything. Now, I'm going to let that reduce. See where the liquid level is. I want to let that reduce so it goes down about 1 inch. And when it does that, it will, I think the seasonings will combine and it'll be nice. Oh, you know what? I'm going to add a touch of cumin. Don't fall, whatever you do. that concentrates a little bit more. And the celery has cooked. I'm so glad nothing got wasted from that chicken carcass. Back in the day, it never would have occurred to me that I could do so much with a rice cooker. They're really a wonderful kitchen appliance to have. They don't have to be very expensive. And that's the thing. I have seen in some cooking videos, people have rice cookers that cost well over $100. Have all these kind of switches. Have switches for different kinds of rice. They can be as complicated as you want. The rice cooker that I have, they're very, what I call idiot proof. They have, you just press the button down. As soon as you plug it in, it'll say warm on it. When you press the thing down, it'll turn it on. Now, both of my rice cookers are of that format. My friend in Washington, D.C., his rice cooker, it had a timer on it. You could choose between white rice and brown rice. And it took a little bit of figuring out, but I was able to do it without asking him for help. That said, I couldn't figure out his electric oven. But I didn't get to learn that before I left Washington, D.C. But his rice cooker, I don't think he even realized he had when I saw that he had a rice cooker. I mean, that's just, to not have to worry about burning your rice, it's just a wonderful thing. Now, if somebody could do something about burning beans or burning things on Corningware so that you need to sandblast to get things off, then that's a real problem. Okay, well, as usual, this is a cooking video that ended up being a bunch of things. You know, not just one thing with me. You've got homemade chicken soup here. You've got a turkey breast here. And that turkey breast is mostly going to be for the cat. Now, after the cat's one is cooked, then I'm going to cook that other one. So, nobody's going to starve here. Alright, you guys, have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow with another video, and, you know, all the news is fit to talk about, and this is good chicken soup. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye.